there, book lovers and screen addicts. How are we? We're here for episode 4 of Page to Screen and in Between.
Yes, I'm Staci. I'm here with my literary partner in crime, um, Renee. We have been friends forever, through
Mhm,
thick and thin, for
mhm.
about 20 years now.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
yeah. Yep. So it's great that we have, reconnected. We're stronger than ever.
yes,
And that kind of leads us into our first segment. Let's just hop on in.
yes,
Stacy and I can talk forever, but we're going to get started because we have so
yes,
much to talk about because we
yes,
have a great book to film, page to screen to talk about today.
yes,
It's, the first segment, though, we're going to just kind of talk about what's new, what's not, what's fascinating us right now, whether it's in the entertainment world, health world, fashion world, any world at all. And
yes.
Stacey, I think you have something you want to bring up.
I do. This is in the fashion world, and it is kind of new. So I'm glad it came out.
Mm.
So it is wearing white leather tennis shoes with dresses.
Oh,
Like,
I
I love it. I mean, you can wear it to a wedding. You can do anything,
1000%.
everything. I mean,
1000%.
we've gone to like fancy restaurants, and I've had my long black maxi dress with my white tennies. It is like I love it so much. So
I do too. When I was, I'm going to keep saying it. When I was in Paris back in April, everywhere were the white tennis shoes.
yes.
Unless the Americans. Okay, I'm sad to say, you could tell the Americans they were wearing hokas. They were wearing
Oh,
this ugly hokas. But all of the Europeans and any of more of the stylish Americans, like moi, we were all wearing, and of course, Stacy,
yeah.
we were all wearing the white tennis shoes, sometimes the beiges, with the V, but
Uh-huh.
for the most part, just flat out straight white tennis shoes.
Yes.
And
Just the
agree, and just clean, pristine, and they're cute. They just make your legs look cute.
yep.
They don't hurt your back.
Yep.
They go with everything.
No
Love,
blisters
love,
when you're
love.
walking through a city. I mean, it's so I don't know who invented heels. I know there's the Barbie heel, with your heel up and it's supposed to make your legs look longer and more feminine and whatever. Some guy probably invented
Of
that.
course.
They're I mean, they're so bad. When I see these dancers dancing with the stilettos, I'm like, how the heck are they not breaking an ankle? I mean,
I'll,
how do they do it? It's amazing, really.
I'll
Um,
agree.
but I am so happy that the fashion is, the white tennies because we used to go to work and we would wear when I commuted in New York, of course I would wear my tennis shoes and then carry my heels in a bag
Mhm,
because we had to change
mhm.
into heels once we got into work. So I love that we can just like have it and it's just fashionable. And so that's my fascination and my love right now. So
Well, and I meet a lot of people that have it's the word if it was a drinking game and somebody came up to me and says that I have plantar fasciitis, I mean, I would never get through the day without being wasted by noon
oh my
because so
gosh.
many women are suffering from plantar fasciitis or they've got this problem or that problem,
Yeah.
neuropathy, you name it. And I'm telling you, it's because of it's our generation. We were wearing those stiletto pumps, those stiletto heels
Yeah.
all day long, and they're so bad for you. And I'm just so glad that now we could just pop on those tennis shoes and just go and look good. It's a
Yes.
good look.
Yes.
So
Well,
yeah.
and you only see the real, like when you're watching a movie and they're walking through New York or a big city with these heels on and I'm like, you don't if you're really there, you don't really see that. You
It's
don't
like
see that.
it's like the Floridian that never has a tan because
Yeah.
Floridians know better. It's like
Right.
you do not get a tan
Exactly.
if you live in Florida.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. So
you're from
that
Florida.
is, yeah, it's so fun. And it's like, being the age that I am now, the don't give any F's about anything, it's like, okay, I'm just going to be comfortable. I'm not going to care about,
Mhm.
but I love that I can be comfortable and stylish.
I
So,
mean, do you think it's also, and we're going to wrap this up pretty quickly now because it's, I mean, we could rhapsody for all day about white
right.
tennis shoes. But do you think? the pandemic maybe sort of just casualed, then it's not a word, it's my new word. It's
Uh-huh.
made us all more casual, or at least more open to being casual, at leisure. Has become like its own dress form. And
Yeah.
it's like you can wear what we used to wear just when we would go to yoga, is now you can wear that all day now. And
Yes.
I think the pandemic may have been probably
Well,
part
you
of
had the Zoom calls where you had to, have your jacket on or whatever up here, and then you had your pajama pants on
it. Hmm.
below. You had those funny, things that would
When
happen.
people got caught because they were wearing
People
their
would get
underwear. Yeah.
caught, that they
Yep.
were really,
Yeah.
sitting in their pajamas. But yeah, I think, the pandemic changed everything. But yeah,
100%.
I think that's when I started seeing the younger group, like our kids' age, wearing these things and being like, you know what, it's okay to be casual. I can wear what I want. No shaming, no
Mm-hmm.
dress shaming on anything. You can wear
Yep.
whatever you want, and
Exactly. It's just make yourself happy.
yeah,
So that's what we're going to end on. We're going to end on
making
this
yourself
is
happy.
it's a great trend, and Staci and Renee are on board. We
Yeah,
are on
yeah,
board.
for sure. For
Absolutely.
sure.
Raising both hands. Yes.
Yeah.
So the next segment is really why we're here. It's
Mhm.
all those beautiful, messy, controversial moments when our favorite books make the leap from page to screen.
Right.
And we've already discussed three. Now we're at a really fun one today. I can't
Mhm.
wait to dig into this conversation.
I can't either. And whether you love the faithful adaptation that makes your bookish heart sing, or you want to throw popcorn at the screen because you hate how they did it, we are going to cover the good, the bad, everything. No opinions wrong. We may differ on opinions, but
Mhm.
this is a no judgment zone. So we're gonna dive in.
Yeah, I love it because we may or may not agree on parts of the book or how it translated to the screen. Like you said, Stacy, consider, or we may disagree with you, our listeners and viewers, but that's okay too. You can leave us comments while we're chatting, and we'll join in with you. But just consider us your literary besties, and who are unafraid to disagree with each other or with you. And we're just going to dive in. So,
Okay.
Stacy, what's our book?
The Princess Bride. It is so much fun. It is, yeah, it's a cult classic, really. That's kind of why we picked it, because the movie,
Mhm,
it had, when it very first came out, was kind of like not picked up, but then
mhm.
became this kind of cult classic with all of these famous lines and things that happen. So
Quotable, totally
quotable,
quotable.
just memorable, just a sweet, sweet movie. I mean, just,
Yes.
so yeah.
So we're gonna grab our coffee,
Yeah.
or for Stacy and I's coffee, or tea, or your fuel of choice,
Hmm.
and this is it. We're gonna have a great discussion.
Yes.
So, The Princess Bride. This is the bride. This is the book.
Okay.
And if you're watching on YouTube, and as what is it, Florin and Gilder teeter on the verge of war, the reluctant Princess Buttercup is devastated at the loss of her true love, kidnapped by a mercenary and his henchmen, rescued by a pirate, forced to marry Prince Humperdinck, and rescued once again by the very crew who absconded with her in the first place. In the course of this dazzling adventure, she'll meet Vizini, the criminal philosopher who'll do anything for a bag of gold, Fezzik, the gentle giant, Inigo, my favorite, the
Yeah.
Spaniard, whose seed is he's Steed thirsts for revenge, and then Count Rugen, the evil mastermind behind it all. So let's join in this discussion about
Okay.
the Princess Bride.
Yay. Okay. Got it up
There
there.
we go. It's
There
in
you
the
go.
background.
Okay. Yeah. It fell. And it's down. That's
And
okay.
scene.
That's why we like to do this live, because we like to see things happen in real time. So
Oh my God.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Stacy,
Okay.
let's talk about. You want to start with the book?
Sure.
Had you read the book?
No. Maybe
You want
we
to
should
start?
let's start with the movie.
Okay.
Because
Did
I
I
think
think
more
both
people
of
have.
us? did we see the movie first? I saw the movie first before I
Yes.
read the book. Would
Yes.
that be you too? All
Yes.
right, then let's talk about it in order. I like that
Okay.
idea.
Okay.
Okay.
Like I said, movies, cult classic, very
Mhm.
sweet. There's just so many scenes that I just love, and the quirky dialogue.
Mm.
Like when Indigo says, "I'm going to pull you up so that I can kill you," and he's like, "Okay, I'm going to be pulled up so that I'm going to die." Like they just have this quirky dialogue that is just funny.
Yeah.
And no, it's not vulgar. It's not,
Mm.
there's nothing. You could watch it with
It's
your kids.
PG, I
It's
think. I think
Yeah,
it's
you could
rated
watch it with your
PG.
kids, little kids, so it's really a funny book. I think, yeah, I like it.
I've been telling a lot of people that this is what we were going to talk about. And I'm talking like young 25-year-old males are like, oh, it's my favorite book. It's my favorite movie. It's my favorite movie.
It's
And I'm
funny.
like, you weren't even born yet,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
their favorite movie. And one of my favorites, and okay, he's not here. My husband has never seen the movie.
Okay.
He's
Huh.
never seen it.
I need to watch
And no, he's never watched it. And I was watching it again this weekend, and it was halftime between the Iowa State game, and he's really into his football.
it. Sure.
And he stops and he goes, "Wait, I thought it was a cartoon." And I go, "What?" And I go, "You've never seen this movie? We've been married for 30 years. How have you never seen this movie?" And then he goes, and so he gets hooked like immediately. He
Yeah.
goes, "Hey, that's Columbo," because Peter Falk, when
Peter
he's in the
Falk is
very
in.
opening scene, he goes, "Isn't that the guy from Wonder Years?" And so then he starts watching it. He's like, "Okay, we're gonna have to wait." He goes, "You got to pause it. We'll watch it after the game." And I'm like, "I'm not pausing it," but he was immediately pulled
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
And
There's a
you're right;
lot of
it's the
stars.
characters. The casting was perfect, but in that dialogue, I loved. First of all, the dueling scene between the Dread Pirate Roberts, the Man in Black, and
Yes.
Inigo. And they've already had this banter and this back and forth, and it's amazing. And Inigo says to the Man in Black, "You seem like a good man. I hate to kill you." And he goes, "You seem like a good man too. I hate to die."
Yes. And they're both dueling left-handed,
Yes.
but neither one knows that that's so then he said, "Well, I have a secret. That is, I'm right, I'm not left-handed." And then,
So then he switches
Wesley
hands.
says, "Well, I have a secret too. Neither am I." And then he
Right.
it's just like,
Ding, ding,
it's
ding.
just, yeah, it just flows so well.
Hmm.
That they do it, and that he does, he doesn't kill them. He's like, "I'm going to die now," and he's just like, "Nope." He does. The way they do it is just so
And
great.
he's a good man. And,
Yeah.
you could see that Wesley is a good man. And actually, this is probably my one big beef in all of the book and the movie is that Buttercup, and this is again male writer, Buttercup is the least developed of all of them and not super likable. Other than she's the most beautiful girl in the world, beautiful
Never
woman in the
know.
world, and
Yeah.
he loves her, and he's always loved her, and she finally comes across, and she finally loves him. And then in the book, it's not as clear, I think, or is it the movie that I think in the movie it's a little more clear, where she does sacrifice. She says, "We'll surrender as long as you save Wesley."
Right. Right.
And and I feel like, dare I say it, I'm not sure she deserved him. I just thought he was amazing. I
Yeah.
was like, he deserves a better woman.
Yeah.
And
They
I
needed
don't
to
know
make
if
her a little
it's
more
like if it
likable.
was written now, she doesn't have she's very much the straight man. She doesn't have any of the fun lines. She doesn't have really any heroic moments.
Yeah.
She's kind of a device for Wesley and for the story to carry on and for Wesley to be the hero. But in a lot of ways, I keep going, but is she worthy of that? And
Yeah,
he
she just
dies.
keeps waiting for him to rescue her.
Yeah, and
She
he
doesn't.
didn't come, so now I have to kill myself because he didn't
Yeah.
come. And
Yeah.
she doesn't even try to like rescue him.
Right.
And even when, and I think it's more in the book than in the movie, where he says, "I need you to tie him up," and she's like, "I don't know how to do that. I can't do that." And I'm thinking she can't even tie the guy up. Like she doesn't even
Yeah.
attempt. And
Yeah.
so that would be looking back on it, I think had it been even somebody female in this process, because it's a male director, all the characters but Buttercup are females, and except for the shrew, that's married to Magic, or is it Magician Mike,
Max,
Magic Mike, or
Magic
yeah,
Max,
Magic
Max,
Max,
not Magic
and
Mike. That's the strip.
no, okay, that's another. They need to write a book so we can talk about that movie.
Yeah, so you can watch it. Magic Max.
Okay, Max, who
Yeah,
is very much not Magic Mike.
yeah,
But even that female is just a shrew. She's screeching at him the
yeah,
whole time.
yeah,
And although if I was married to Magic Max, I would screech at him too.
yeah.
But um, that would be my biggest beef of all of it is, she's not very heroic. Um,
Yes.
and I think it's in the vein. I know the book was written in the 70s, it was made in the 80s, and it's the damsel in distress, I
I was
think
just going to
is.
say that. And she's truly the damsel in distress being. So I
Mhm.
don't know. There's a Netflix movie with Millie Bobby Brown.
Molly Bobby Brown, yes,
Millie.
and she's
Oh,
Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby, and it's called Damsel.
Yes,
And she's literally like the opposite of Buttercup. I mean,
yes,
she's the opposite of Buttercup. So
from the
it's
very
really,
beginning.
yes. So it's a good watch. Um, but Buttercup is just, yeah, like she just said, oh, screaming and standing there, and yeah, I feel like
She reacts. She reacts throughout the whole
yeah,
story. The story happens to her. She's not really a part of the story. It
no,
is happening to her.
yeah,
And
she never
again,
fights, yeah.
she's the device to get Wesley.
Although she did, so when they very first kidnapped her, she jumped out of the boat. Remember when they untied her? They were in the boat
Yeah.
and they realized somebody was following them,
And
and
so
and
she
then
just jumps out the boat.
she jumps in, like she makes that little effort to like escape.
Uh-huh.
But then the eels come to eat her, and
And she's
they,
screaming. And so then
yes,
she ends
and
up
so then,
getting,
yeah,
yeah.
Andre
Like,
or
so
whatever.
if that were me writing it, I would have had her charm the eel, the sea monster.
Yeah,
At
and
least give
ride it,
her that power
right?
where he's about to bite her and then he's like, "Oh," and then he
Yeah,
looks at her and he's like, becomes her buddy, and then you could actually help her into the boat or something. Like,
right,
even that would have been, then I would have believed her beauty was unsurpassed in all the
right. Like he
world.
was charmed by her beauty, and
Yes.
um,
She charmed the sea monster. But
right,
that's just me.
yeah,
That's just, that's
yeah.
how I would have written it. Barring all of that, who was your favorite character in all of the
Mm.
story?
So I mean, I just love Wesley. I
Yeah.
just love him. I he was just the way he would speak so quickly, but he didn't speak to her when he was falling in love with her and she was falling in love with him. It was just like, as you wish, as you wish. That's all he said. And then when he came back with the mask on, he had a lot to say.
Mhm.
So it was like when he didn't, he was just Wesley. He didn't, the only thing he had was his love for her. He
Right.
didn't have that confidence. But then when he came back for her with, he had like this new confidence of,
Yes.
yeah. And so he had gained that by all of his training and his adventures, and with the Dread Pirate. I mean, like the whole story about the Dread Pirate Roberts, and, like it just really, yeah. So I really like
But
that character.
you made a really good point about when he meets her again. He's wearing a mask.
Hmm.
So isn't that what they say? Like the whole point of like masquerade balls and masquerading and wearing masks is that you get to be somebody else when
Hmm.
you wear that mask. And it opens him up and gives him confidence, even though he's technically Wesley is behind the mask, but
Yes.
wearing the mask, he's the Dread Pirate Roberts. She doesn't know who he is, and that gives him as much as all of his training. Because I think he would immediately go back to feeling like Wesley had he
Yeah.
not had the mask on.
He
The
was even a
mask
little
gave him,
cocky. He was cocky to
yes,
her and a little
clever,
snarky and almost
snarky.
a little bitter
Absolutely.
because
she didn't wait for him.
She didn't wait for him. And she, you know, and he didn't tell her. He was just like, well, you don't believe in true love. And you don't, you know, he was like kind of attacking her
Right.
until he falls down the hill, which is hilarious because he's like, as you wish. And then she knew, and then she tumbles down the hill. Like that was a great scene because
Yes.
then she realizes, and then her whole demeanor changes towards him. And then,
Yes.
yeah, and then
and then while they're while they're in, what is it, the fire swamp,
yeah,
we get what happened to him in
right,
those, but you could tell he's such a matter of fact hero,
yeah,
because once he figures out when to anticipate the fire spurts, you know, the water, the fire, whatever they are, the fire spouts, he just casually just picks her up and moves her. And then,
yeah,
and then he picks her up
and
and
it's like
moves her.
it's almost like
While he's also just
a
like
comedic
battling the
timing.
vines. He's
Yeah,
battling the vines, and and
yeah,
just picks her up and moves her.
yeah.
And I feel like in the hands of another actor, would it have been so
I don't.
good?
Well,
I
didn't you
don't know.
say that
Because even,
there's a book
yes,
written
he
by
wrote a
him,
book.
kind of an autobiography of that time? I haven't
Yeah,
read that, but you said
it's
it.
called As You Wish, and
Yeah,
it's about his time. But even the way he looks at the camera, like when that little quirky smile
the
that he
smirk.
has, the
Mhm.
smirk. And I feel like, and he was only 25 in
Yeah,
that, when he was playing that
yeah,
character. And I feel like what a lost actor. Like, I think he wanted to be more serious. And I think had he maybe leaned into the comedic part of his acting, I think he would have been such a success.
right.
I think he's had a decent career, but
Yeah.
like he was in a Hallmark movie recently with Brooke Shields, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, like a year ago, he played a Scottish lord or
Oh,
something.
yes. Yes, yes,
Hmm.
yes. I
Yeah,
the yeah, Mhm. It was a
yeah,
Christmas movie.
and I know he was in Twister, which is my husband's favorite movie, the original
Yeah, and he
Twister.
was in Liar Liar.
Oh,
So he was
okay, the
the boyfriend, or the
boyfriend.
one that was going,
Yeah,
the nerdy that she was gonna leave and go to Boston with. And
right.
so he played like the nice guy, you know, that he was gonna
Yeah,
go to, yeah. He's like,
yeah.
"Oh, the claw." Yeah, I mean, it
I
was, yeah.
know.
So he's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, but
So I
he's
feel
done
like
okay.
what
Yeah.
that was, he'll always be Wesley to me. When I saw him in Twister, I'm like, oh, there's Wesley. So
Uh-huh.
I would think he was your favorite. My favorite was Inigo. I think Inigo,
Oh,
his character, he really was a character of redemption,
uh-huh.
because he's out for revenge. He has a good reason. This man killed his father.
Right.
Hello, hello. I am Inigo
Inigo Montoya.
Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Right.
And that's like he's been practicing that speech, and he's been practicing. The whole reason he's this amazing swordsman is because he is looking for the man to kill. And then what a great scene when he faces the count, and he's like, and he says his speech, and it's kind of like in is it Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
when the guy that's throwing the swords all around, and then he just pulls out his pistol and shoots him.
Yeah.
It was very similar. He's like, he's made his speech and he prepares, he takes his stance, and then the guy's just like, oh, nope.
No, and he turns
Turns
around.
around and
It's like,
you
yeah, it's
coward.
funny. It's
Yeah.
really funny. Yeah. So,
Unexpected moments.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Unexpected moments. It's anything else you want to say about the movie or the book before we
with
talk about which we liked better? I
the
mean, we
book,
talked a lot about
I
okay,
want to
talk
talk
about the
about the
book.
book. Yeah. So the book is very complex. I even had to ask you, like,
Mhm.
is this part of the book? I had to look up. This is so funny. I looked up Florin. I'm like,
Yeah, to see if it was real.
it was real
Yeah.
because he was like, Stephen King is from Florin, and I'm like, what? What is it? Is this part real? It was so clever the
Mhm.
way he wrote this book with almost like as an autobiography, but I think it's all fake. Like it was all fiction.
All of
But
it.
the way he wrote it kept making me think, is this real? Is this happening? Or is this happening? Or is it, because he does a little bit of it in the movie where it's the grandpa and the grandson, where it's kind of a book within a book or whatever. But
yeah, is this a kissing book?
yeah, the books within a books within. So this was like a book within a book within a thing. I mean, it was within a play within, like it was all of it. You and I saw in one weekend 2 plays on Broadway years ago in 2007. Can it have been that long
Wow,
ago?
it was that long ago. Okay.
I looked it up. 2007. And we saw 2 plays, The Drowsy Chaperone with Bob Saget. That was a play within a
play.
play. And
Yep.
then the other one was Curtains
Oh,
with David Hyde Pierce.
oh,
And
he
it was
played a detective.
He was a
Yeah,
detective, and it was a play within a kind of a play within a play. And both of them, it's really interesting when they segue into the actual play from what is supposed to be like reality. Well, this book is like segues, all the time, like constantly every chapter. You're going, wait, is this, he's talking about his life, and then he goes back to the book, and then is that really real? And I had to look up. I'm like,
well, and he even talks about Morgenstern, who technically in the book, Morgenstern is the original author of Princess Bride. And then this guy, what's his name?
Goldman.
William Goldman. William Goldman. Oh, found the book again.
Okay, yeah, it's on the ground. Okay.
Over there. But William Goldman, and so there's 2 authors of this story. There's Goldman, who's the true author, but he's talking about Morgenstern, and Morgenstern wrote the book, and then he's talking about.
But he's fictional.
He's fictional, and he was talking about, okay, in this section now, this was 50 pages of Inigo whining about something or Wesley doing something, and he goes, or it was 100 pages, each page dedicated to one day of the festivities after they get engaged.
Yes.
And he's like, so we're just going to skip over that. And
Right.
I'm just like, so it really is, the narrative technique is so crafted. It's crafted so well.
Yes.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
And thankfully it's italicized where he's sort of inserting himself into the story.
Yes.
And and even at the end, after it's over, he's like, yeah, but, and then he inserts himself into the end.
Yeah. And then Buttercup's baby. I'm like, wait, is that part? Because Buttercup's baby is like when I read in the Kindle, I don't know if it's in the real book.
I don't either. I know it's in this book.
Yes. So I think
this book, I don't know, was it the newest version? Because so the original was 1973. And I think that one didn't have Buttercup's baby. I think 2003 and then again 2007. So I had the same question. Is what I didn't have time, I should have, was to find the 1973 version to see. Yeah. I don't think Buttercup's baby was in that.
Oh, okay. So this is like a newer version.
Like an addition, almost like an addendum.
Keep me guessing, keep me thinking. I mean, I'm a pretty avid reader, and I feel like, because my little sister said, yeah, my little sister was like, she said, I just skipped over those other parts. And I'm like, because if you've watched,
I don't think you were supposed to.
No, but if you're not a reader or a writer, and I try to be a writer a little bit, but it's very interesting writing. It's very, very interesting writing. And so I was reading it, and I was very intrigued by how he did it. So
I think it was so, like I said, genius. It's a narrative. I've never seen it done before.
No.
Much like, I think it was Daisy Jones and the Six. I don't know if you ever read that book, but it's all done as though a reporter is reporting. And so the individuals are telling their side of the story.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That could be one that we may do, because that's a book that was turned into a
series? It's a
series. Yeah. Like it was like a limited episodic series. Yeah. Another one. With, I think, Elvis Presley's granddaughter plays Daisy. Anyway, that could be a possibility in the future. Yeah. We have so many books and pages to screen. Okay, so let's do our little, let's see.
Page
Which
three,
is
which is good.
best? Okay, which is best?
Okay. I'm going to say Screen because I
Okay.
feel like it reaches a wider audience and it's not as complex to read. Like it is just a sweet. So I'm going to say Screen is better for the average person. Like Screen. So,
Screen. Okay. I am going to agree with you.
okay.
So had it not been so much insertion of the author, had it been maybe 50% less,
Uh-huh.
I would absolutely say book
Yes.
because the backstories are so wonderful and
Mhm.
so engaging. And I loved Fezzik and I loved Inigo so much more. And even, the count, you get a little bit more and you get a
Yeah.
little bit more of the behind the scenes with Buttercup. And so I do feel as though I would have said book for that reason if it had not been so much inserting of the author into the story of himself into the story, where in the movie it's just the kid and the grandfather.
Yeah. Just
I
the
think
simple. Yeah.
kept it that simple, I think I would have absolutely chosen book. I would say my suggestion would be if you love the movie, the book is worth the read
For
because
sure.
of the backstories. It's a great filler in the spots that you might miss.
Yes.
So absolutely, that's what I would say
Yes.
for
And
sure.
it uses a lot of the lines. It stays true to
Very
a lot
true.
of the comedic lines and that kind of thing. So yes, definitely a read if you love the screen and you want to venture in, I would totally read. I would suggest reading it. So, yeah.
Yes. And if you haven't seen the movie, if you're the one person besides my husband on the planet who
Yeah.
has not seen the movie, run, don't walk. Go get
Yeah.
that movie, stream it, find
Yeah.
it, get the
It's
DVD,
good.
whatever is your choice of watching pleasure. But it is worth it, even if you had to pay the $14.99 to rent it off of Amazon,
Yeah.
Prime.
It's on
Do
Disney
it.
Plus
And
for
oh, it's
free.
on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
So do it.
yeah,
Absolutely 100%.
that's so fun.
So what's up next?
We are going to do The Outsiders.
Oh, I
And
love
she
it.
makes, yeah, so it's a book. It started out as a book, or maybe, well, it started out as a
No,
book
it started as a book
and
for
then a
sure.
movie many years ago. It was the springboard for numerous careers. I mean, of males and female too, but
Yeah,
a
because
lot
Diane
of
Platt.
male, I
Lane.
mean, character, were in their teens when they were on The
Tom
Outsiders.
Cruise,
Oh, Tom
Rob
Cruise,
Lowe,
Patrick
Ralph
Swayze,
Macchio,
yes,
Matt Dillon,
um,
Patrick Swayze. He's in it.
Emilio Estevez. So
Emilio
there's
Estevez.
just tons and tons and tons. C.S. Howell.
Yeah,
So there's
Thomas
just
Howell. Yeah.
C. Thomas Howell. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's C.S. Lewis. I was thinking.
Oh, well, we
Um,
like him too.
but yeah, so it's a great movie, a great book, but now it's become a Broadway show, a musical.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
they've adapted that. And you mentioned that it's going to be like there's going to maybe be a director's cut,
Yes, because
a remake.
apparently when they filmed it, Soda Pop, who is Rob Lowe's character, had a much stronger role. And there's a whole scene that was cut out at the end that
Mm,
sort of explained because the book is more about the brothers, which is Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, and C. Thomas Hall, Ponyboy. It's
uh-huh.
really about Ponyboy's story. Um, but the movie, because Matt Dillon was like the icon of the
Right.
80s at that time, made him more the star of the movie. And the director has since said that was probably somewhat of a mistake because it wasn't
It
as
does
true to the
true to the book.
book.
Okay.
And so there's
We will look.
been now he's recut it because the scenes were there. They just cut them out. So for the 1980s
Is it
version. So
available? The
I
director's cut?
think so. I will
Okay, we'll
do
have
the
to look.
research and we will stay tuned. We will
Stay
talk
tuned.
about which one to watch, which
Okay.
version to watch versus the book. I have not read the book, so I'm excited to read it.
Yeah. My daughter was an English teacher, and she said that a freshman English teacher, and she said she could not engage the boys in anything they were doing until they read The Outsiders.
It's
And then they
iconic.
were totally engaged. So it's a good book for if you have a teen boy. It's a good book to try to get them engaged in some reading. So
Oh, I love that.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Well,
you know, we always want the last word.
yes. Okay.
So,
I'm gonna do it.
and I had the last word last time.
Okay.
I think I talked about the difference between male and female
Mhm.
authors and editing. Now it's your turn, Stacy.
Well, speaking of our daughters, so our daughters happen to be together this weekend, and we're
I'm so
here
jealous.
where we're at, and so I got to spend some time with them, and um, they are extraordinary. They are
Oh,
mothers, their wives, their friends, their daughters, their sisters. I mean, they are extraordinary women, and I want to shout out to moms of teen daughters, preteen daughters, even college age. If you're thinking that you're just like not connecting or doing things wrong or whatever, you're not. Like, just keep at it, keep loving them, and they end up just, despite all of my mistakes, they're just extraordinary. They're funny, they're knowledgeable, they're smart, they're beautiful, they're just fun to be around. And so it just gave me a lot of encouragement. I don't know if this is backwards. It gave me encouragement on that I didn't completely screw up,
which you
that
did
they,
it because I know your daughter and I know my
yeah,
daughter. And I
yeah,
think and this is the first time anyone has watched us or listened to us on the podcast. Stacy and I have known each other for multiple over 20 years, and our daughters have been friends for that long.
right.
And in many ways, we lived in the neighborhood together. Our daughters grew up together. They went
Yes.
to different high schools. They had very much thick or thin, very similar in their relationship,
Uh-huh.
but they have just been friends regardless of living far, far away from each other,
Yeah.
have us. So your last word is that one more time.
That we just need to do the best we can as mothers, parenting, and our daughters are going to be fine. Our kids
Hang
turn
in
out
there.
great.
Just
Yeah,
hang
hang
in
in there.
there.
They're going to be great. And just encourage them and support them in their endeavors and in their parenting and that kind of thing. And yeah, so that's my
Yeah.
last word.
I love it. I love it. So, everybody, don't forget to punch that subscribe button. Don't
Right.
forget to like us, share us, listen to us, and comment. We are here. We will see you in 2 weeks. We're going to
Yeah,
discuss The Outsiders. And
nice.
thank you so much for watching. And we cannot wait to see you again.